Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Good morning. Good morning. We're getting all of the things in here. Good morning. Let me share this out on the Tickety Talks. Get my friends in here. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, Jamie. Hello, hello. I see everybody coming in. Hello. Good morning. Welcome in from TikTok world and YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the fun things. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Thank you, Jamie. Welcome to the team. Good morning, Amy. I know some days, like I wake up and I'm like, what day is it exactly? Like I went a whole day this week. I was like, wait, today was Tuesday all day? Wait, what? I forget too. It happens. It happens. Good, good, good. What are y'all? I know it's not spirit signs and sips anymore. We are now officially the crowned medium because it's a lot more SEO friendly. Is that terrible? Is that terrible? Good morning, April. Good morning over the Instagram world. Hi, Regina. I see Tammy's in here. Hey, make sure you guys are tapping the screen and get things shared out. We're going to talk about, actually, my class last night inspired my topic today. We're going to talk a little, good morning, Christy. We're going to talk a little bit about ethics and if you're doing readings for people and things that hi, good morning, Lucy. And how do we overcome some of those barriers, or when you're having conversations with people, how are you crossing the bridge or meeting them halfway across the bridge even, cool. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. That was a cool gift. I like that. How, when we get the people who are like, oh, but I'm a Christian, how do we cross that bridge? Or, or even maybe the client or the person that is afraid that their loved one has passed. Hi, Jen. Good morning. Oh, it's early for you. How do we cross that bridge of settling their fear that their loved one is not in heaven because they didn't have their head sprinkled with water? How do we, hello, J.A. Romero. Good morning. How do we cross that bridge with them? How do we meet them where they are? I don't know, Terry Ann, would you like fries with that? Does it look like I'm doing readings right now? Maybe read the room, introduce yourself, say hi. That's your message. Read the room. That's your message for the day. So something I did not do, which I really feel like I need to do still, I got a bunch of feedback from a while back when we were joking about that whole, do you want fries with that situation? Yeah, boy, it didn't take more than, we've been live 4 minutes. We had somebody come in and do that already. Interesting. Good morning, Roxanne. What are y'all drinking? I know we're no longer spirit signs and sips, but I still have to have my Celsius. I know, right, Michelle? Yeah. They don't even know if I'm an actual ethical medium. I could be a big meanie. I am. I'm kind of a meanie, kind of a diva. Oh, Pepsi Zero. I haven't had one of those in a long time. I don't really do diet drinks anymore. They taste like metal to me. So if I'm going to do a drink, like this doesn't have the calories and all that stuff in it, but I really don't do a lot of soda anymore. It's crazy. Gatorade. Okay. Amy's getting hydrated over there on the YouTubes. So anyway, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about how do we dispel those myths with people who are convinced because of their religious indoctrination. Oh no, I'm sorry, Michelle. How do we dispel those myths that their loved ones because they didn't live the preachy, churchy, life, how but they're afraid they've gone to the bad place. I am so sorry, Regina. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm glad that you're at peace with it, I show of hands, how many of you good morning, Chelsea. How many of you feel like now that you've maybe been on a spiritual journey for a while? Oh, I love that, Regina. I love that for him. Um, feel like once now that you've been on maybe a spiritual journey for a while, thank you. That when someone passes, you're not as forlorn. There's a sense of peace and understanding that we go on no matter what we believed, you know? Good. I'm glad, Regina. Yeah, show of hands. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Like now that being said, I have not lost anybody super okay, I see you, April. Okay. I haven't lost anybody super close to me recently, which I'm very thankful for that. Um, I think if I were to lose maybe a parent or like when my grandparents passed, yes, I was close to them, but they were old. Like my grandma lived her best life at 91 years old, right? Um, and it was a blessing for her to transition. And I felt her within a couple of days, she was around me and delivering messages. So but as far as, losing someone super special or someone in my immediate sphere, I've not experienced that for a long time. So I don't know how I'd feel now that if I look at it from that perspective. Yeah, you'd still be sad, but I think understanding from a medium's perspective or from doing this spiritual work, um, we know that they go on and we know that they go to probably a better place than where we are now. Although I tell them the human me misses the human you. And that's very, very true, Christy. It's okay to know that they move on and still miss them, to miss their physical presence, to miss hugging them. I actually just had a client the other day. I've been working with these clients for a few years. They're really amazing people, and they suddenly and very tragically lost their 20-something-year-old daughter just a couple of months ago, or a few months ago, and they're like, "But we have felt her." It's the craziest thing, like, they're sad that she's not there and they can't hug her, but because their belief is so strong and also, like, I mean, I didn't know at the time that I did the reading, and I remember going, "Wait, I don't remember you having a daughter or a child on the other side. Am I making that up?" And they're like, "No, she literally just passed." And, um, and they're like, "But we feel her all the time." Yes, and I cannot imagine the pain of losing of losing a child, you know? Um, but they are at because of their belief system and because they've been working with mediums forever, um, and they also are in spiritual development, there's a peace about them that I can't even put into words that is just it makes me feel happy for them, and it doesn't feel like denial. They're like, "No, we know this happened, and we know we now have a job to do to advocate for other people that are maybe going through some of this stuff, and to maybe help them." And they're trying to empower themselves more than be sad. And, how do you I'm very happy for them because, yes, they miss their human daughter, they miss their child, however, they know they're gonna be okay, and they know she's okay. But how do you help the person who is stuck in that belief system that dictates that your loved one, because they didn't follow the set of rules laid out for them by humans, that they're not going to go to a peaceful place? How many of you have had that? Like, how many of you have had to have those conversations? You know, how many of you had to have that conversation? Also, make sure you guys keep tapping and sharing on TikTok. Same on the other platforms. Make sure you're liking and getting the traction. Yeah. So yeah, and Lucy, yes, you absolutely. You've been on a journey, girl. You have been on a journey. I think of you ever occasionally. Like you've been on a journey for sure. Perspective, perception, and patience. Yeah, exactly, Michelle. Also, I feel like I've got hair between my eyes, like I can see it in my view, but I can't actually see where it is. So I'm just like, that's why it's awkward. Yeah. Hey, SP, good to see you. Saz. I kind of just want to start calling you that because I know that everybody else calls you that now. Is that okay? Would it be weird? Floor, how are you, my friend? How are you feeling? Wait, aren't you like ready to pop yet? Or I've got a couple of clients that are growing a seed in their belly. So my friend Carrie and I have been talking about like words that you can and can't say in order to stay in the FYP. And so if everything comes off kind of weird, now you know why. Coming earlier in 2 weeks. Listen, I was born 2 weeks early. And that worked out because then if I'd have been born on time, I'd be Virgo. Can you guys imagine me a Virgo? Let's all have a good laugh. Me as a Virgo. I embody everything that screams Leo. Thank you for being part of my team, friends. Oh, you were 2 weeks late. See, you get an eviction notice. Yeah, right, Regina? No way. No way. My moon is, this is the order it shows up. I always get these confused. So Leo, yeah, is my main one. And then Taurus and Aries. Lucy, class was last night. Yeah, it's on Wednesdays. It was last night. I even put it in my little group. Yeah. So I'm like stubborn and fiery. Shocker. I know you all are shocked by that. Right, Tammy? It is kind of powerful, isn't it? So yeah, I got a lot of energy going on over here. But you know what's interesting is I know here in the social media world, I really do embrace the whole, but I'm a Leo. It's part of my TV personality. I saw that, Lucy. I kind of just figured that you were busy doing other things. I've been watching that journey too, and that's okay. That's all right. Keep me posted, my friend. We got the fingers crossed for your journey. Yeah. So I know I embrace the whole queen. Obviously, the crowned medium is what I've changed my name, my show, and it very, I got all my crowns. Oh, I had an idea for a crown. You guys ready? I had an idea for a crown. I'll have to tell you about it in a minute. Scorpio Sun, Aquarius rising, Cancer, Leo, cusp moon. Ooh, yeah, I bet. So anyway, I know that I embody this whole persona or this personality on social media of big Leo energy. And, as a dance teacher, I do as well, because I feel like there has to be, especially with little kids, you have to have that authority, right? But really, I swear I don't walk around just wearing crowns all the time. I mean, maybe I should start. I know he needs to come early because he's big. Oh my goodness. It'll be fine. Oh, I'm so excited for you, Fleur. I'm so excited for you. I love that. But yeah, serve the eviction notice when they're that big. Rebecca, hello. Hello. Make sure you guys are following Rebecca, Healing Medium. She's an author and just amazing medium and fantastic human. I adore her. Good friend. We'll be cooking dinner and crowns like that. See, Michelle. Yeah, I mean, I should be. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll have my crown with cooking utensils on it, and I'll just cook with a crown on. What do you think? Oh man, that'd be hilarious. Can you guys imagine me coming live from the kitchen, cooking up things with my crowns on? Crown development. Oh, thank you, Christy. I do love my crowns. Okay, you guys want to hear my next? We should all be treated like the queens and princes, and my dad used to say. Yes, we should be. We should be. Hello, Alana. So you guys want to hear my idea for my next crown? It's not going to shock any of you. Those of you who've been here more than 3 minutes know that I love my crowns. Obviously, the crowned medium, right? This is my OG crown. This is my OG crown, which, by the way, is cracked. My tap shoe cracked it because I was irresponsible and put it in a place it should have been. But I can fix it, I think. Anyway, what if I still want to get my French fry crown? I still want to do that, but I don't think Kat has had any luck finding what she wants the materials she wants to use. But what about a dragon themed crown? We're just going to let that sit in for a second. We're going to let that sink in for a second. A dragon themed crown. I'm just saying. And then I got to decide, what color, because I already have, right, Tammy? I already have, I've got my green, this has moss on it, but I already have my green. I have a green and white crown, but I use this more for the witchy. And so my dragons come in as, my big dragon comes in as white and my little dragon comes in as green. So, and see, I like the red dragon idea, but I'm wondering if we can incorporate red in there as an accent for the fire. And see, the black reminds me of, if you've read Fourth Wing, that's my blanket. It's for Fourth Wing. I always think of Taryn, the black dragon. But when they come in, good morning, Lorenda. Always good to see his fellow Lorenda. That would be cool. Dragon scale looking crystal labradorite shimmering. Ooh, Amy. Oh my goodness. All right. Drop your ideas, guys. I need to hear your ideas. And I'm going to say them. I'm going to repeat what you're saying. There are 2 dragons now. Girl, I've been busy all summer. I knew that you had one. Yes, I have 2. And I couldn't figure out why I was getting conflicting. They finally showed that, one finally came through in trance class. And it was wild. It was wild. The message that came through with that dragon, and I can't, oh shoot, now I feel bad. I forget the name of this dragon. I have to look it up again. I wrote it down. Where is it? Let me think. I wrote down the name of the dragon. Now I'm completely, Olar, that's right. Oh, good one. Thanks, Ladora. Also, hi, Ladora. How are you? And I can't believe I forgot to tag you in that funny video. I'm glad that you commented, but I completely forgot to tag you in that. It's okay, Michelle. We're catching you up. We're getting the whole thing caught up. So yes, we're talking dragon scales. If I've got, and I do like the black and red idea, because then that could really cross over into a whole lot of things. I love the moonstone idea. And actually with my Caradwin, I think this might be some moonstone in here. I'm not sure. Or is fluorite? I don't remember. But this is green kyanite. I think, and then I've got this quartz, and then the purple with the moss. And of course, I got my purple over here. Stunning. I love my crown. And then I got my citrine crown also. But I think, yeah, I definitely want something with the dragons, and it may be the fact, how with this, I've got moons in there and there's silver, right? Was it called filigree or something like that? And with this one, there's a moon, there's witchy cauldrons in these. And I know Kat could get super creative with them. And these have the sun in them. So I'm wondering if she can find something with dragons or even just the wings, like have the dragon. Now, like fourth wing has two, well, they have a whole slew of dragons. The first one, so Olar, in comparison, in my mind, you know what? I actually, Michelle, I would say medium compared to the dragons that I have in my mind from that book that I've read, The Fourth Wing. I envision Taryn as like giant and booming and terrifying, right? That's not how my white dragon is not coming in. That it's still he's still a very large energy, but like a white dragon with very intense. It's funny, I started to say emerald eyes, and I see that emerald medium just came in. I love that. Hello, Sydney. Also, I believe congratulations are in order, maybe. Did I see that on the Instagrams? Fire quartz. See, I think that would be pretty. Okay, fire quartz. All right, so we're going to ask my Note GPT when they're translating all of this to come up, like to make sure to make note of this, so I can just send it to Kat and be like, hey, look, we talked about this. I need you to come up with cool stuff. Fire quartz. Another, I've got another stone that I have is dragons. I'm not going to say it because I feel like the tickety-tocketies are, I did name my chat GPT. I'll tell you in a minute. Hold on. So I'm gonna put this up because I don't want to say the second word. So that's what this is. So this might be an interesting kind of stone to do. And then while I was in Detroit before I went to Scotland, I got a raw one. How cool is that? Rhymes with mud. I love it. And that's also, let's see if I can get this without glare. There we go. There's that for the Instas. Yeah. But I do love this one. And then I also, while I was there, I also got a sunstone. Check out my sunstone. So I think that using stones like that will be really cool and relevant and here's my sunstone. I thought this was really pretty. I was really drawn to that. I hadn't either. I've never seen it raw either. Tourmaline would be good. Yes, that'd be another good one. And I don't know how hard this is to get in a way that could make, because I love the style of this, right? And I think it'd be cool to have this kind of stone. Okay, the dragons. What's another word for that? Life force that's red. Be honest, you don't really know your crystals. That's okay. You know what? I'm not a pro at it by any means, but I think that this type of vibe, but with a dragon and then a smaller dragon in front of it, right? Which again goes back to my homage to Fourth Wing, and which I'm super fascinated with. But also, what about, so I've got my dragon egg here, right? What about this septarian, the plasma carrier? Yes, the plasma carrier. Just saw your red scaled hissing dragon. I love that. Garnet would be a good color. I'm liking the red idea, even though my dragons are white and green. I feel like we could have accents of emerald in there and white, like somebody said moonstone. But how cool would it be to get some sort of septarian, sparkly That's the key right there is the spark. See how sparkly this is? My dragon egg is so sparkly. Maybe I will. Never know. So I think that should be my next crown. It's been over a year since I've gotten a crown. No, it hasn't. That's kidding. I'm making that up because I got my Amaranth crown in the spring, I think. Maybe I do need 2 different crowns. You're right. You like how I pet it? I do, but it feels so cool. I'm just like, hi. It's good energy. It's good energy. I love my dragon egg, my septadian egg. It's so sparkly and pretty. Christmas list crowns. I know. Well, and what's funny is my husband's like, you don't need any more crowns. I'm like, listen, you're welcome for the tax deduction. This is a business. Like my show's called The Crowned Medium. I'm just saying. Oh, you know what I need to do? Hang tight here. I need to put my phone on. There we go. I had to do the do not disturb because you know somebody's going to call me. International crowns? Ooh, that'd be kind of fun. Oh, that'd be another good. It's a write-off, dude. Yeah. Shit from Schitt's Creek. I don't know. It's a write-off. The write-off people write it off. It's a write-off. Got it. Yeah. It's not a new car. Imagine that. It's just, yeah, never too many crowns. I know, right? Come on, lawyer dude. It's not only that, he's like a tax lawyer. The only time he like objects is when it's me spending money on things. And then he's like, you can't deduct that. I'm like, bet if my show's called The Crowned Medium, I'm deducting my crowns. So I think that I should definitely have a dragon. Oh, I see Carrie's in the house. I just think that I should have a dragon crown. That's my next venture. But I also really like the idea of an international crown because I travel all over the world. And like that's my passion. That's my husband loves cars. I love to travel. I love to go venturing and experiencing other cultures and broadening my horizons and my perspective, right? It is part of my branding. That's what and he does take them off of there. So I need a Scotland crown. I need so many crowns. You're picturing them. I love it. I need so many crowns. This will be that one time my husband sees me live on social media and I'm waiting for him to like jump in and be like, you don't need any more crowns. All right. So let's go back to the topic at hand. Look at me like shaking my finger at you guys. The Lorenda line of crowns. Oh, I need someone to be like, hey, I'm going to send you crowns and just like people need to send me free crowns so I can be like a commercial for them. Too many. I know, right, Amanda? Yeah. Don't bring me that negative energy. Also, can we just talk about my coup sweatshirt for a hot second? My Highland coup. I got this in Sky at the coup store. Maybe I need a Highland coup crown. See, I just feel like this is endless. This could go on and on and on. You could make one out of paper. I could do that too. And then also I could just take some old tarot cards and make a tarot card crown. I got all kinds of ideas. I just don't want to make them myself. I don't have that kind of energy. Good morning, Gigi. All right, so let's go back to the topic at hand. With horns. How funny would that be? I'm telling you, I need someone to just send me crowns and I'm happy to be their commercial for them. I can be a crown influencer. You know, I need to be a crown influencer, but I don't want to pay a ton of money. Like these custom crowns are not cheap. Like they're still under $200, but they're not cheap, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind supporting local business and dragon horns. Ooh, I like the dragon scales, dragon wings, but then a Highland coup with horns and like the fur. The fur. So you can't see its eyes. It just looks like it's up here. I think it'd be great. Took my meds. Oh, You're distracting me, Michelle. Anyway, let's talk about crossing the bridge of and meeting people where they are in their belief system. And like the boots. All right, you're grounded, Michelle. Or haggis. Oh my God. I love haggis. I just want to go back to Scotland and have legit haggis. Coo bangs. I need a crown with a coo and bang in the coo bangs. That's what I need. You crack me up. You're in timeout. So anyway, meeting people where they are, right, in their belief system and helping to dispel the fear that for some reason their loved one's not okay, right? Or that they went to HE double hockey sticks, right? How do you help them feel better about that? How do you help them understand? Now, okay, so if you are a developing medium or you're someone in here that does readings, let me know, show of hands, have you had to cross that bridge with a client or with a sitter? Have you had to help them feel better about that? Paula, you have? How about over here in the YouTube? Have you guys had, any of you practicing mediums had come across that where you are, yes, Moon Mystic Gypsy, where you're having to explain to the client, when I was evangelical, they taught us so much fear of mediums and related activities. Right. So when you're talking about organized religion in a toxic sense, it was designed to control the masses, right? And how do you overcome that with people, right? Because it's that fear, because now there are mediums that are not good mediums. That's a whole other conversation. We talked about this last night in class, how there are mediums out there that were natural. They've been seeing spirits. They've been communicating with spirits their entire lives. And maybe they've never developed to a point where they can effectively and safely interpret what the situation is. They just go right into fear, right? So those are the people that I can see religious people saying, listen, that's not it. Told them about levels and how bad they would have to be really bad. Yep. What if the person who passed on harmed them and they are comforted that they are being, yeah. And you know what? That's a human thing. That really is a human thing. I had a rebellion stage after being forced to go to, yeah. That organized religion is not 100% right. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, Jesus was a medium. Jesus was a medium. Yeah. But if the idea is that you're trying to control the masses and control the narrative, then they're going to say the people who have been shown truth, love, light, who are mediums like Jesus, are somehow bad. And they're, talking to those bad entities. Oh yeah, I fully believe that both Marys were healers. Yeah. 1000%. So how do you talk to that client? And I literally have had clients come and say, I can't believe I'm here, but I'm so desperate and terrified for my loved one. I need to know they're okay. Exactly, Michelle. I always tell them I believe in God, but not organized religion. Yes, I was just about to say if they believe in their religion 100%, they probably wouldn't be seeing me. That's very true, April. And that's something we did talk about too in class last night, where I don't really get a lot of those kind of clients anymore. I really don't. And when they do, I know that spirit lined them up with me because what I have to offer and my perspective will be a game changer for them. Um, so, but I don't feel like my job as a medium, as a paid medium, is to convince people in believing. Like by the time you show up in my chair, you should probably already believe what's happening, right? It's still my job to bring evidence of specific spirits. It's still my job to do that. Um, and to allow that process to unfold how spirit needs to. But I've had to have those conversations of, oh, honey, listen, just because some rich white man who flies a private jet and has 6 properties is at the pulpit telling you that if you are finding joy, it's from one of the 7 layers of below lower, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The HE double hockey sticks thing, right? Then maybe you should really consider the source of who's taught you this. Who taught you that these are bad things? Who taught you that your loved ones are not going to go to heaven? You know, can't convince people, especially if they've been brainwashed, and that's true. And people have to be ready to unlearn. That is with any kind of belief system, whether that's religious belief, whether that is political belief. Exactly, Michelle. It is. It's all about breaking free of the chains. Yeah. Yes, Paula, correct. We are not here necessarily to fix people or to convince them. My way of meeting people is where they are. They're over here. I'm over here. In between, there's a bridge. There's flowing water, right? And I think that is information and life and everything happening. So how I see it is I'm going to meet that person halfway across the bridge. We're going to have that conversation. And it's not my job to convince them, but it is my job to maybe plant the seed. And the person has to be ready to walk onto the bridge. If they expect me to be the one to go all the way across the bridge and drag them across, that's not happening. I'll meet you halfway, but I'm not going to drag you across, especially if you have a fear of the bridge and the water and the heights, right? They have to be ready because even in, I'll use like politics as an example. If you've got someone who was raised to believe that one party, we're going to say the elephant party and the donkey party. If you were raised to believe that the elephant party is aligned with a higher power, a higher being, a higher aspirational thing, okay, and your worth, all right, and that the donkey is a first class ticket to the HE double, you know, whatever, right? Or those people are doing terrible, terrible, terrible things, right? And it could go either way. I'm not picking a side. I'm just using as an example here, right? That if that's this person's belief, there's no way they're going to look at the other party, because if that's what their parents taught them and their parents before that taught them, then if they're going to be willing to accept and look at the other side of things, they are somehow betraying their family. They're going to have to look at and deep dive their family belief system. See what I mean? And that can go religion, politics, it can go sports. Can you imagine, growing up in a household where you're a Green Bay Packer fan, period. And then all of a sudden, come college, you're like, but what if I like the Minnesota Vikings? They're not so bad. Then there's this whole, but am I betraying my family? You see what I mean? So it's understanding that no matter what, get it. Right, Paula. Sometimes that person's on the lower level and you don't tell them to sugar. Oh, thank you, Gigi. So it's understanding where they are and where they're willing to be. Not everyone is in the mental, physical, or spiritual place to, oh, Regina, girl, we don't need to talk about Bruno right now. I love that. I'm a Hoosier up here, so I'm just saying. Me as a medium, what are my boundaries with certain connections? Okay, remind me of that. Ask me that in a few minutes. Let me finish this thought. So I look at someone where they are, what is their belief system, and until they are ready to face the consequences of them untangling their belief system, they're not going to, and they may never. That may not be in their cards, that may not be something they're willing to do. And and I look at it this way too. If I'm talking past life regression, I believe in past lives. I believe in multidimensional existences, multiple lives happening at once. And I also believe that we have a spirit team that comes in to help us. Again, things we talked about in class. Y'all, if y'all like these topics, you should come take my class, because we really deep dive these. The idea that, oh my God, I just totally forgot what I was talking about or where I was going with that. Untangling, unwrapping. Well, that was a fun, exciting thing. I totally forgot. It'll come back. It'll come back to me. It does. Okay. Oh, yeah. I know what it was. Past life. I was talking about past life. And spirit teams, right? And it's not so much beliefs in past lives that I'm thinking. It's more about the goal of when we come in. So we might have our past life. Our goal might have been to be a preacher and see things one way. Maybe we come into this life and go, okay, guess what? I'm going to go in. You, spirit team, have to guide me through, and I'm not going to believe in anything. I'm not going to believe in anything at all. But you have to guide me through with a zero belief system, and I'm not even going to know you exist. I'm not going to believe you. And that classroom project is to guide me as the human incarnated here on this life. So it's actually an equal energy exchange between you and your guides, right? So you might be coming in and yeah, you're going to learn stuff, but what if you are the lesson for your spirit team? Right? And my goal is to come in and remain blind the rest of my entire existence. How many people have you met that never believe in anything in their entire lives and are still successful in life, but they live by the idea that, how about you just be a decent human, treat other people well? Like, that's just what you do. You only get one life. Be a good person while you're here, right? And whether there's a reward at the end of it or not, how about you just be good? How about you just be nice? And so how does that spirit team have to come in and guide that person, right? So I'm always fascinated to think of it like in those kind. I have a cousin that way, and he says he just believes everything happens for a reason. And that, you know what? It probably does. I believe that too. Not every single thing, but everything has lessons behind it. You can remain skeptical as a medium as well, right? I always need more and see myself. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's what makes a good medium, is a skeptical medium. And so Sherry, I believe that to a degree. I think everything that happens, it could be maybe a predestined thing. It could be something that was we decided to deal with coming in, or it's everything that happens to us is an opportunity to learn more and to grow. Whether that intentionally happened to us or not is irrelevant. It's how do we react? It's how do we respond to the things that are happening to us or for us, you know? So, hi, Lee. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. I haven't seen you live for a few days. Yeah, so I mean, like it's an opportunity. I think when things happen to us, there are opportunities for growth. There are opportunities to learn, and whether those opportunities were placed in front of us on purpose or not is irrelevant. Um, and I've done a number of readings where people have had tragedies happen, and they're like, "I don't understand why. What's the lesson? What did I do? How did I earn this?" I'm like, sometimes things just happen. Sometimes through a series of unfortunate events, things happen. Agreed, Michelle. Back to the 3 Ps. Maybe if it happened for a reason, then this was a lesson that was needing to be learned. Yes, Amy, exactly. What are your boundaries with certain connections? Ooh, you remembered, Michelle. What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean by that, though. I don't understand what you mean by what are the boundaries with certain connections. Like you're talking about different levels of entities or beings, or my guide is laughing like she's. Sometimes it's not for you to understand why at all things just happen. Yes, Sherry, agreed. Sometimes it's not the lesson for us. Sometimes things just happen and entities and spirit. I mean, I rely on my team. This is what I say. I rely on my team to filter my spirits that come to me. So they're my entourage. They're my entourage, as every queen should have, right? Every crowned medium should have an entourage of spirits. So my boundaries are bring me people that I can learn from. So it's an equal energy exchange. Bring me people that I can truly help, that are ready to receive. Even if that means that moment, I am just the conduit to drop the kernel of knowledge to plant the seed. And that's my job. That's my job. I'm not here to change people's minds. I'm not here to sell myself or to be, to prove myself, So my guides know that I know that if by the time a client or someone comes to me that I'm reading, they've already been vetted. And so they have their spirits. So it's not so much boundaries like, well, I will not talk to certain spirits that did this. Not like that. There's just got to be a good energy exchange. Okay. Period. Okay. All right. See you later. Bye, Regina. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. So, and if I'm out in the wild, I'm not like, don't be talking to me. Like spirit, like if I'm looking at bananas, don't be coming up and talk to me. It's not the time. I have a closed sign on. Like it's just not it. And actually, that's actually a really good thing too to talk about. Auntie's coming. You want to talk with Sage? That's funny. So I was so excited to go to Scotland because I thought for sure I would put my foot on the ground and I'd just be abuzz with energy and I'd have all the spirits. And I was like, yeah. And it didn't happen. And one thing that I talked to my friend Carrie about is that, and she agreed, is that when I'm out doing cool things with my husband, because he is such a grounded dude, then, and I'm on vacation, I'm not working, I'm trying to enjoy from a human perspective, that I don't just walk around feeling spirits all the time. I don't walk around feeling the vibrations. And those few times that they're like, okay, fine, game on. You want to feel it? Here you go. I would start crying because the energy would be too much and I'd be like leaking it, leaking the energy. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was hard to get me out of there. That's for sure. I cried when I left Scotland. Um, but without, I think if I were to stay there longer and not just be in, let's go see as much as we can mode, human mode, experience mode, I think I would have experienced things a little bit differently. But what's interesting is my guides showed up in the craziest ways, to let me know externally that they were there. So I was basically a muggle going through Scotland, experiencing it as a human. And I will go to Sweden someday, Roger. Also, hi, Roger. I was experiencing it through the lens of just a normal person, right? Not someone walking around just electrified by spirit. And I think part of that too is because my husband grounds me. And the other thing is I think spirit was like, girl, you can't handle that right now. You would just be floating around in a weird floaty cloud the whole time. They would give me glimpses. There were places that I went that I was like, oh, I've been here. Oh, I've been here. Like I could feel that I'd been there, but I didn't know how or when. And then they'd shut it back down. And I believe that was to allow me to experience as a human, to take those experiences with me. But also just to kind of protect my energy too. Because I think had I been completely open, it'd be opening the floodgates. Hi, Kelly, my friend. And because when we just walk around as an open conduit all the time, we're not learning the things in a way that maybe that we were supposed to be learning them, right? And this is interesting. Okay, so right now I'm reading Crescent City, the Crescent City series by not Rebecca, that's Fourth Wing, by Sarah Maas. So if you've read the Court of Thorn and Roses or the Throne of Glass series, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Crescent City is the third series in a whole mass universe, right, of books. And in that book, or in this Crescent City series, they talk about the mystics. The mystics. The mystics stay in a tank floating. They're not even being human. They're not even being incarnate. Like their physical bodies here, but they're floating in this liquid and they're connected to the universe, and their souls can go out through the universe and explore and all that. But then when they need to divulge information, they come back into their bodies. Right. And so I feel like as a medium, I spend a lot of time, I have my body here, but I'm out here doing the things. Right. But I also need to experience life. I needed to go to Scotland and experience the history, and also be able to connect to my husband and in a muggle way. Right. Right, Michelle. Right. Several places at once versus what we think. And just in experiencing the world as a human and not as a medium. But here's how my guides showed up, and it was really cool. Hi, Jesse. I see you popping in. I have to sneeze. No, excuse me. They showed up with oranges. I kid you not. Everywhere I went, there'd be a random orange sitting on a windowsill. Thank you all. There'd just be random oranges. And I remember walking through the Eileen Donnan Castle, and they were talking about the ghost. I actually did a video on this. They were talking about the resident ghost is Carlos. He's a Spanish soldier that he's been seen, he's been heard. They've seen apparitions of him. And thank you, Kelly. I love that. Zest you. Um, and and I was like, okay, I don't feel Carlos. I don't feel a ghost here. I don't feel anything like that. And I was like, but listen, Carlos and spirit guides, show me oranges. I'm in a castle. It's definitely a tourist attraction at this point. There's a bunch of people there walking around. And I'm like, okay, game on, show me oranges. And then we're going through the castle, we're going through all these things, and then I go into the kitchen, and then there's a thing that pops up. It's like a little description, like it's a couple paragraphs talking about oranges. I'm like, okay, Carlos. And when those moments happen, I just smile. And I'm like, okay, yes, your castle, SP. And did I see a cherry chocolate orange? I did not. But that sounds amazing. Oh, the Spirit Guides 101. I need to get that on my calendar, actually. That's on my. Oh, good to see you, Gigi. Have a good day. Thanks for popping in. I need to get that on my calendar. I actually have, by the way, quick announcements. I've got a trance mediumship 4 class series coming up starting September 12th. They're going to be on Friday nights. There's 4 of them. They're not all in a row. Like, I think I skip a week or 2. I can't remember because I've got other things going on. But there's 4 classes. And they're going to start 2 weeks after I take trance mediumship workshop at Camp Chesterfield. So that's happening. I need to get my Spirit Guides 101 class on the books. My goal with that, honestly, is just to record it. And that way people can, click a link and just buy it for $10 and then do the class. I just have to say, someone named Orange Juice just popped into my live. So for those of you that have been in here, know we were just talking about the significance of oranges. Isn't that hilarious? By the way, Orange Juice, welcome. We're not shaming anybody. It's just we just had a conversation about oranges and how they're signs from spirit for me. So anyway, there's that. I know, right? So all you did innocently, Orange Juice, is you popped in and you're like, hey, wonder what this chick's doing. Cool crown, right? And then all of a sudden I'm talking about you. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to ambush you. I promise. But we were literally just talking about how oranges are a sign from spirit for me. So I just love that. Thank you. So there's that. I love when spirit shows up in those funny ways. So going back to being out and experiencing things as a medium, some of my boundaries are that if I'm not doing readings or if I'm not intentionally trying to feel things through spirit or get things through my mind's eye, mental mediumship, trance mediumship, then it doesn't. I'm not out in the wild just feeling it. I don't understand people who do that all the time outside of. I do know people who are like, but if I say to stop, it'll never come back. That's not true. That is not true. Learning to set boundaries is okay. It's like saying, if I tell my mom no, that I don't want this right now, this favorite dish of mine right now, that she'll never, ever, ever make it again. No, you're just setting boundaries right now. You're just saying, no, thanks. Not right now. It's all good. But yeah, so when I was in Scotland, I was seeing oranges everywhere, like just the most random places. Now, I also understand that like gin's made from juniper. It has oranges in it though. I'm pretty sure it's like juniper and orange. So maybe oranges are a prevalent thing in Scotland. I just didn't know, but they were everywhere. I found the book of psychic symbols and don't remember buying it just now. That's funny. I do it all the time. I'll buy things and I'll set it aside and then later I'll find it and go, huh, I forgot about this, and it'll be relevant in that moment. It's like spirit was like, okay, have her get it now, and we'll pick it up. She'll need it later. Just when I think I have a great idea, I realize it wasn't my idea at all. It was spirit the whole time. Mm. I feel my caffeine starting to kick in finally. My metabolism is so slow, it's ridiculous. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right. So we've talked about meeting people where they are. We've talked about signs from spirit. We've talked about new crowns. We have talked about all kinds of fun things today. So I was thinking it might be fun. Oh, and I do have, okay, upcoming classes. Got my trance mediumship workshop coming up. I also have my schedule out all the way to the end of the year for my all level spiritual development class. Those are 2 hours long on Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. And every week is a little bit different. It all depends on, I allow Dr. Mike to come in and kind of dictate what's happening. Sometimes we work on things like trance mediumship. So thank you, Michelle. Sometimes we work on, like last night, we just talked about meeting people where they are and understanding that when people say things, what's a good response, being mindful. If you are a developing medium, if you are a practicing medium, being mindful of maybe a dialogue that you would use if you get that person who has a different belief system, but still really is looking to be enlightened. And that was the other rabbit hole I think that I was going to go down, that if they don't believe in it, why are they sitting in my chair? Why are they on my screen? Why are they coming to me for a reading? I believe it's because some little piece of their soul knows that something's not right. They can't put their words to it. They can't wrap their mind around it. They don't understand it, but they know something isn't right. And they finally listen to their gut to go talk to a medium, to get those answers, to find comfort. And actually what's interesting is I just got a text from my cousin this morning. Someone I haven't seen in years, but he's my cousin. Like we grew up going to all the things together. And he said he was just in a motorcycle accident a few weeks ago. And the person that was a deer ran out in front and he dropped the bike, but he had someone with him and she didn't make it. He just found out that she just passed. And that was literally 5 minutes before I logged on here. So I haven't even had a chance to process that. First, I'm glad he's okay. Sad that she's gone. He's like, but I need to know that she's okay. I need to know that she's okay. And understanding that when things like that happen and what happens to us, and people want to know, is that person okay? Did they make it to the other side? I know. So, y'all are proud. You should be proud of me. I have not ridden my motorcycle because I don't feel comfortable with my knee. I don't feel confident in my knee, so I have not been on it. Yeah, exactly, Michelle. Like you don't have to force your belief system on, but you can always present another side. Be like, okay, well, I understand you believe that this is what I have experienced. And I do try to say that this is what I've experienced. This is what spirit has told me. Hey, Lucas, welcome in. This is what I've experienced. This is what spirits have told me. And this is what my clients have gotten out of it. And that they're at peace and they're okay. Even if it was a shock, even if they were not expecting for anything to happen that day, right? Like nobody's expecting to go through some sort of tragic thing, right? On the day that would happen. But it's us humans that need to know, I think sometimes, especially if your belief system isn't solid. And if they were interested in what I know, they wouldn't believe it, not half of it at least. Well, good point. You asking why some leave the door open when they're out in the wild. Yes, I was just talking about that a little bit ago. Like, I don't understand people that just always want to be out and connected all the time. That's exhausting to me. Bye, SP. I'm glad you came in for a little bit. Miss you. Because I just don't want to feel all that all the time. It'd be like me just instead of just walking through the grocery, if I just danced through the grocery all the time, always on stage, or always, even a stage performer who, good Broadway performer likes to put on a hat and be discreet out in the wild sometimes, just be a normal person. Exactly. Sometimes you need to reset and recharge. I gotta do my little puzzle piece. There we go. Exhausting, yes, but since my hubby passed, I leave door. But that makes sense. That's different, Paula. When it's a personal connection for you, that's different. I'm talking about as a practicing medium, purposely going out into the wild, always feeling other people's things. That's different than what you're talking about. My loved ones are always invited to show up for me. If I'm out at the grocery and my grandma wants to show up, I'm not going to be drawn to talk to somebody about it. I'm just going to feel that and enjoy it myself. That's different. My guides know that in a situation, if they need to intervene and be like, hey, listen, you got a situation, they're welcome to do that. I trust them. They know my boundaries, but I'm not going to just walk around and Teresa Caputo it, which we all know she doesn't actually do. There's a whole team of reality TV people that go in ahead of time. There's no, standing there with the kiwi and being like, hey, I know this might be awkward, but I'm a famous medium and your grandmother's here. Do you mind if I read for you? Unacceptable. You just don't do that. Yes, exactly, Paula. And to me, yes, she does get consent, and that's just it. People don't see that. But if I'm out in the wild and someone's grandmother's talking to me, and just because I feel them doesn't mean we don't know where their belief system is. We don't know where their belief system is. What if me bringing that up causes more harm than good? Because they did not come to me and ask me for that. And it's not that she even goes and gets consent. Her team goes and gets consent, says, hey, Teresa Caputo's coming in here and we needed, some content. Do you mind if she reads you? Yeah, exactly, Paula. It's not like you're just out there being like, oh, check out these bananas. They're kind of green. By the way, you have a grandmother that didn't like green bananas, did she? You just don't do that. You just don't do that. Because then it becomes about your ego. I said what I said. Hello, Truth Wave Energy. Good to see you. It becomes about your ego. Okay, well, that's different. If you're just trying to annoy people that you know and love, that's different. It would be awkward, wouldn't it? Just be like out in the middle of nowhere looking at Victoria's Secret, looking at the owner and be like, hey, I feel like your grandmother doesn't like you here. What? Grandma said the other creamer. You got the wrong one. That's okay. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Now I'm going to go to the grocery. Who are we kidding? I don't go to the grocery. Have it delivered or I send my husband. And see, but that's different because you have an established relationship. But when we're talking strangers out, it'd be like me walking around Scotland in that castle and going up to an employee and being like, hey, I have a message for you from Carlos. Or did you just lose a loved one recently? Because I feel them around me and they have a message for you. That's awkward and weird. We don't do that. You don't do that. It's not okay. We don't know where their belief system is. And that actually happened. I talked about this a while. A while back, I was talking about a lunch that I had with a friend where the server came up and just randomly started talking about something that was unprompted. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll listen. Like I knew they were like, you listen, we're not talking about you being a medium. We're not talking about that. But then she started talking about when her mom passed and all that. And I knew her mom was there. Her mom was talking to me. And I'm like, listen, I'm off duty right now. They're like, no, you can help. You can help with something. And this conversation came up. And then there was an opportunity to give this young lady advice on how to help her friend. And she says, but don't tell her I'm here. And then she said something that made me realize, oh yeah, she would not have been open to a message from her mother, but her mom needed that message to translate and help her friend that going through something. And when I said that, it's just like me as a mom and a dance teacher saying, giving advice to this young lady. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you for that. That is really helpful. That really helps me. You have no idea how helpful that was. And at no point did I say, well, and by the way, your mom is here and I'm a medium, because then it would be about me. And it's not about me. That mom needed that her daughter to have a better way to help her friend who was going through a very hard thing. And there was no reason for this girl to just bust out when we were just talking about checks and start talking about this thing that was weighing on her heart. And we're just like, wow, we must look like a safe space. We'll take it. I've had several occasions of spirit caused a scene because I wouldn't talk to someone. Oh, that's funny. Well, you know what? They can cause a scene or they can find a different medium to deliver that message. Boundaries. It's okay to have boundaries. Period. Right. Time is not linear. So it was just interesting to have that spirit come in and experience that in a way where I was able to help use the wiseness and the wisdom of spirit to help this young lady who hopefully was able to help her friend, and I wish I could remember like how I just knew. And my friend, after the gal left, she looked at me, she's like, you had a spirit here, didn't you? She's known me long enough. I'm like, maybe. And I kind of told her what happened. And she's like, that tracks. She goes, because your eyes do a funny thing. My eyes do a funny thing when spirit's coming in. Gave the people a business card and left it in their hands if they want to talk to me. That's a good way to do it too, Paula. We do have tells. Like we do have ways of knowing when spirit's coming in. Like my eyes, it's like my eyes are searching. It's like, it feels like they're searching for something, but they go into this weird place and I'm not seeing anything in the room. So, it's like, I'm just searching for that information or searching for a connection without trying. It's weird. Right. Yeah. It's kind of, and if you didn't know, like if you were just a normal person just sitting in the room, it just looks like I'm thinking. Like, wonder what I'm thinking about. But yeah, my eyes go into a weird thing and then spirit moves in. So you know what? It's interesting. Hold on. Please hold. So for those of you watching that do mediumship or do healing or do any kind of spirit connection or kind of energy work, what's your calling card? To know when you're ready. What's your what we'd call a calling card? How do you know when you're energetically ready to share information or to share energy? Is there a thing that snaps into place? Is there a word that pops into your head? Do your eyes do a thing? Is there a whooshing? What is it that and everybody's different, by the way. How do you know you're ready to jump in and do the thing? What's your calling card? Or what's spirit's calling card? And if you don't have one, why don't you? Why don't you? utilize that spirit team to be like, all right, listen, how do we know when I'm energetically ready to jump into this? What is it that you know when you're ready, or when that spirit connection's happened? I'm curious to know other people's experiences with that. Have you taken your Scotland trip? Yes, I have. Truth wave energy. I've been back for a week and a half now. Yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. Okay, that's fair, Paula. Feel like the push to say it or an urgency. Okay. Oh, hi, Alicia. Good to see you. Like, how do you know when you're ready, when that spirit connection's legit? Head pressure and tap on your cheeks. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. That's where we're going with this. Like, what kind of feeling do you get, or outward sign or inward sign? Do you have something that you imagine? Like when I took a class with Dominic Bogue, he talked about how when he's doing his meditation to get ready, he'll imagine himself stepping onto a stage or onto a spot. And when he steps into that space, spirit knows they can connect. Forehead gets all tingly. Okay. Still figuring out your tells, and that's okay. That's all right. Buzzing around your head. All right. What else? TikTok. Oh, it's Thursday. Yeah, they upgrade on Thursdays. Let's get runny nose. Oh, spirit nose. Okay. Interesting. All right. Although before a read or Reiki, I protect and go outside to ground. Good idea, Paula. It is important to ground. It is important to get ourselves grounded before we do any kind of work like that, for sure. Usually have to close my eyes for stuff to come through. That's okay. Good. And do you know why that is, Roger? Especially when you're learning and developing. Why is that you have to close your eyes, you think? Yep, grounding after is very important. So this is what I do, because I'm so ADD. I just tell my guides, I'm like, listen, I'm going to forget. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm late. I got to run out of here. And I'm just going to run out, and I'm not going to ground myself. So I'm like, just, can you handle? Thanks. I have an entourage. Psychic level up here with flashbacks. Wasn't expecting that. Ooh, interesting. Michelle says, I get itchy ears ringing, chills left and right side. Ooh, okay. So now do your spirit guides have a calling card? Do you know the difference? My mind visualized when closed. Exactly. And also you're cutting off one of your senses. Anytime you cut off a sense, it enhances another one. I can see spirit. I can tell people what's going on, what's going to happen with them, but not myself. Why? Oh, good question. Because you got to work through that shit yourself. Period. You got to work through that yourself. And actually your guides will show you those things. And once you connect to your spirit guides and you're able to communicate with them, you can actually know what's going to be coming your way. You really can. But the issue, I think 90% of the time, is when we get that information in, the first thing that comes in is the truth. The second thing that comes in is you talking yourself out of the truth. You're welcome. And welcome in. Still trying to differentiate between who or what is coming in, but I have a very strong spirit. Cool. Okay. And that's when development comes in, whether it's working with a mentor or working with other friends. Like, you don't have to take classes necessarily. You can feel them stepping in. Okay. Sometimes you're not supposed to know before the time. Exactly, Paula. Exactly. Sometimes the test is knowing how to react to a situation. And that's the lesson, is the reaction to a situation. I can see them with my eyes and all the clairs. Interesting. I do get flashcards, but they're blank right now. Ooh, which means, so we talked about that in one of my classes too. When you're Akashic, how many of you have gone to meditation and tried to go to the Akashic records and see your book, like your records, and look to the future and they're blank? Why are they blank? Very cool, Roger. Okay. I'm stepping. I need to get back. Yes, you do need. I know a really good teacher, Michelle. You should get back to class. You weren't quick enough. That's funny. So how are we connecting to our guides? How are we understanding who's stepping in when? Which guide is it? What are they there for? And why are they there at that moment? You know, they've been calling me, but my thought is it's a memory that needs to be open. Ooh, well, explore that. Jump in, right? Amy, yes, we were on the bus for that. That was awesome. Our meditation to get on the bus and go to the Akashic Records field trip. That was so fun. So fun. Done that a couple of times. We got to do that again. I should do just like a separate live for that. That'd be kind of fun. If you're like, let's do an Akashic Record day. We're going to go on a field trip. Everyone buckle up. That'd be actually really fun, wouldn't it? I'm going to write that down with my Post-it note. Show idea. Oh, hey, also, I'm going to have a guest on in my classes in a couple of weeks. Do you know the different guides again? Joy. Yeah, I do know them. Joy, doctor, teacher, alchemist, protector, and master. Ooh, that's awesome, Mystic Moon, that your stuff has been more vivid. That's awesome. Friday night field trip. Heck yeah, Amy. Get on the bus, Gus. Get a new plan, Stan. No need to be coy, Roy. Just set yourself free. Why did that song just pop into my head? There's got to be relevance for that. Show idea, Akashic Record, meditation live. Maybe I'll do that on a crowned medium. We'll do that. It's all like Gotham City over here. I forgot about this song. I know, right? Oh, thank you, Paula. I love it. Joy, teacher, alchemist, protector, master. Yes. Thank you, Ladora. Wouldn't that be fun? We should do that. I think that'd be really fun. Be really cool to do that, I think. Just do it as a live meditation. Do I get tired of this? Nope. I don't. I love it. I wish I could do it more. Sometimes I get mad that I can't do nighttime readings because I'm too busy teaching dance. And I love teaching dance. Ooh, interesting. I love that, Michelle. That song popped up because my dad came in with me. That is hilarious, Tina. See, I love when so listen, that was a perfect example of spirit dropping a sign out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden I'm like singing, get on the bus, Gus. And Tina's like, that is 1000% my dad coming in. So, and I've come far enough in my journey to know that when stuff like that happens, it's spirit. It's not me. It's not me having a cool idea. It's not me thinking of things. It's because a spirit was like, say this. And I do. And I just honor it. And that's where we go. I love that. Well, greetings from your dad, Tina. I love that he came through for you in that weird way. Accents are definitely a giveaway for sure. Yeah. Hear my dad sing along with that song. Oh, I love that. And it's prompted a memory for you. See, perfect. I'm so thankful and grateful that you got that sign today. That's amazing. Because that's what they do. They just kind of come in and they're like, hey, say this. Talk about this. You know, they triggered Amy to talk about the bus. And then I'm like, get on the bus, Gus. Yeah, it's so fun. It's fun when spirit brings in, it's just, listen. And somebody said, do you ever get tired of it? No. You know why? Because it's fun. It's magical. This work. And even if I was not a practicing medium, if I'm just a muggle out in the world on a spiritual journey, you can connect to your spirit guides. You can play games with your loved one and be like, listen, all right, grandma, if you're with me today, show me bagpipes. Ooh, I feel like that's actually, is that a sign for someone in here? I just saw the the DeWart Scotch logo and a bagpiper. Is that a sign for someone? That's a dad. This is a dad that came through. Interesting. Also, listen, TikTok world, you've only shared this with 27 people. I need all the shares. Get me in the algorithm, please. My grandpa is sick of this thing. I'm tired of this, grandpa. I love it. I actually have a mirror. I appreciate you, Michelle. Yeah, share the live, please. I gotta get more traction, friends. TikTok is not helping a sister out these days. I'm stuck in the 200 to 300 view jail right now on TikTok. When my Instagram is getting more views, that says a lot. Yeah. Tap, tap, tap the screen, do all the things. I don't, and I'm probably not supposed to ask for that. I think that makes it worse, but, so yeah, just like, you can just even just click link, copy link, do that one. That also shares it out. Anyway, thank you, Courtney. It is wonderful a lot, but sometimes not. I saw my hubby. Oh, I'm sorry. See, that is another boundary that I have. That unless it's preventable, I do not want to see a demise or the end. Unless my job is specifically to issue a way to stop it from happening, I do not want to see it. Period. Period. That is not what I want to do. Do not bring me people that's happening to. Yes, exactly, Michelle. Thank you. And actually you guys can do the same thing on YouTube. You can actually hit the hearts, and same with Facebook and Instagram. You can hit the hearts. And make sure you guys are following me, by the way, on the various platforms. And you know what? I do believe that spirit does prepare us in certain ways. And by showing us things, as a medium that's gone through development, I don't get those things anymore. I don't get those weird things, those weird vibes. Read the room, Appalachian Roots. Anyway, interesting. I'm going back to that picture of the bagpiper in my head that keeps popping in. And scotch. And cigars. Interesting. Anyway, this work is magical. Yes, they protect us by not showing things. Exactly, Roxanne. You know, you always need more. You can set boundaries. You can tell spirit guides, I don't want to know these things. To protect my mental health, my spiritual health. Oh my goodness, I love me some Scotch eggs. You are not kidding. Ooh, especially Scotch eggs in Scotland, with a side of haggis, tatties, and neeps. Tatties and neeps with a little whiskey drizzle. Just saying. And that does happen, Appalachian Roots. It does happen. They will come in. And if you're open to receiving that information, they sometimes will come in. Sometimes I feel like I need to know, not necessarily tell though. See, I don't want to know. I do not want that burden unless it is a lesson for me that is very specific. If I'm supposed to learn something from that, then show me and tell me what I'm supposed to do with that information. If I'm not supposed to do anything, tell me that, you know. Ask them with intent to say a specific word or memory for the medium. No personal information. Oh, got it. Yes, Michelle, that's a really good point. We don't feed the mediums. We do not. We don't. Although I'm kind of hungry. I've left over lasagna from the weekend. That sounds yummy. But I love when spirit comes in, especially when I'm doing these shows like this. Found out answers for your discussion. I love that, Tina. I'm wearing my coup. I was just in Scotland. You have cake. Listen, cake is not bad at all. I'm with you, Paula. So I do love me some, and I actually have ice cream cake now that I'm saying, because my birthday was last week. So I've got ice cream cake left over too. That might be what's up for lunch today. Leftover lasagna and some ice cream cake. Like lunch of champions, right? You're wearing our high school sweatshirt? Our high school? Wait, I'm confused. I don't know that I have any Ben Davis gear anymore. I don't think I do. I think I have my letter jacket. Oatmeal cookie cake. Oh my God, that's right. One of my really good friends, actually, her name's Mandy Cooper. Actually, she and I went to high school together. I was like, wait, I'm confused. I had a moment. I was like, what are we talking about? Who has leftover cake? It's like having leftover wine. Never happens. I know, right? Well, it's ice cream cake, and you can't eat it all fast at once because you get an ice cream headache. Right. That's right, Michelle. I remember that now. And just a friendly reminder, I will never reach out to you. And what'll happen here on Facebook and YouTube is that there's always like one person will create a fake account and reach out and be like, I feel your energy left when your loved one message me. Just block them. Hello, SP. Hello again. Oh my goodness. Part of lemon to work. I love lemon cake. Oh my God, that sounds so good. You know what I didn't do? We have a place called Cake Bake here in Indiana, Central Indiana. I have not gone there and I need to go there for my birthday. I need to get like a fun little cake and lemon cake. Thank you, Roger, for saying that, because lemon cake sounds fantastic. And that plus a little fun little, oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you. It's probably spirit knows that. I think it's this dad. I think it's this dad that just keeps trying to come through. I should come there, Paula. Wait, where are you again? Are you in Minnesota? Wisconsin? You're someplace north of me, aren't you? I forget. Oh, you're definitely not north. Oklahoma. Where did I get that? Or why did I think north? I don't even know. Crowns and cakes. Nobody's mad about that idea. Crowns and cakes. I love that. I almost named this show, by the way, Crowns and Spirits, but the SEO, like as part of my homework for my class, was to do like research on SEO and optimization and all that stuff. And I'm like, that wasn't landing. Dragons and desserts. See, I thought the Spirit Signs and Sips was absolutely fantastic, but people even on my show were like, that Sips show. Yeah. And that might be a bit of a drive. You're right. It's just a wee drive. So anyway. Last year, my office manager made me a cheesecake with Bailey's Irish cream. You better believe I ate every bite of that cake and did not regret it one iota. It's just a skip, hop, and a jump. Right? And she made it for me right because I had just gotten back from Ireland. So it was a Bailey's cheesecake. It was so good. So good. You're not country enough. Paula, I love you. All right. I feel like there's not enough shares on TikTok still. Skipping down the lane. Same, Michelle. I do. Actually, that's my favorite. I always have that on hand here. I did find that in Scotland, I was still ordering up the Irish. I swear to you, I just saw a spirit out of the corner of my eye. Interesting. I have a feeling we're going to be doing a reading. I've got a very insistent spirit. And it came from right around the corner where so when I was talking about the bagpiper that I could see the bagpiper and I could see the Dewarts, the Scotch whiskey, is because I actually have a picture of that on my bar in my like literally right around the corner from like where I'm sitting in my basement. And it's like a mirror. It's like a bar mirror and it has like the bagpiper and it says Dewarts on it. And that popped into my head, and that's like the spirit looked like it just poked its head around the corner. I don't know. You guys want to do this? I got 20 minutes left. Let's see what we get here. And we'll see. This is the same spirit. You guys are like, yes, okay. All right. Well, this is what I need you to do. Give me that energy exchange. Share the live. Do the sharing, all the things, right? Oh, interesting, Mystic Moon. Oh, okay. I started to say, I'm surprised my dog hasn't barked, but my dog's not here. She's at the groomers, living her best life. I dropped her off and she's like, what are we doing here? She was not a happy camper. Spirits be showing off today here. When you were talking about asking spirits to show you something, I just said out loud what I wanted to see okay. Both grandmas, one was lemon and one was cake. That's awesome, Amy. So see, and I love that. And we're cross platforms, right? So the TikTok people were talking about the lemon and the cake and all that, but then that was a sign for someone in the YouTubes. I'm just saying. All right. Hi, Jenna. All right. So let's do this. So keep sharing, doing the things, right? Although I got to be careful not to say that because apparently the algorithm the AI is programmed to suppress that when you ask for those things because it makes people feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So there's that. It's weird. Okay. So I'm going to start delivering the evidence. I'm going to allow the spirit to come in. Oh my God. He was like, it's about time. It's like he just sat in the chair across from me. He was like, are you ready? Let's do this. I could smell his cigar smoke. He's got a cigar. It feels very loungy. Actually, he really likes my bar. I have to take you guys on a tour sometime of my basement. It won awards. Like we bought this house because it was a home show kind of thing. It was like some contest that they built it. So they like built it. Like it was crazy. And I actually keep I have a bartender, like a zombie bartender who's got a UK accent up all year round in the bar. His name's Dean. But yeah, my bar is really cool. Anyway, so he's talking about the bar and the craftsmanship and the wood. So he's talking about the wood and craftsmanship. So let's do this. If you feel like, I know it is SP, but there's, he said UK, or not he said, oh wait, he said UK. Scotland, this would be a Scotland reference. So there must be because he's talking about the bagpipes. So there's got to be a Scottish reference. But he had me talking about Dean, the mixologist, who's got he's a British accent. It's a British accent. Listen, SP, I don't need your knowing things. All right. He's talking about craftsmanship. Whatever. Listen, I don't need it. I just don't need it right now. He's just talking about Dean, the mixologist. That's all I got. Anyway, he just likes Dean. But he's talking about my bar, which has wood. So he's talking about wood and the craftsmanship. He's talking about the scotch, the cigars, the lounge vibe. He's got his legs crossed. He's just got his legs crossed. And he's got a glass in one hand. And I'm wondering if the name Dean does make sense. Instead of sharing the love, maybe radiate the warmth. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. So here's what we're going to do. If you can take any of this, you picture Dr. Mike like this. Oh, as a zombie bartender? Or no. Oh, I do. You mean as the guy who's just like, it's true. He does have that vibe. Dr. Mike does have that vibe. What emoji? He's saying the scotch glass like a whiskey glass. Oh yeah, crossing the legs. So if you feel like you can take this spirit, we're gonna do the little whiskey glass emoji. That was a big part. Either he liked to collect those rare whiskeys, there's something about the scotches. He likes the scotches. He was like, yeah, the Irish are okay, but he likes the scotch. Scotch, cigars. And woodworking. Woodworking is important. Craftsmanship. He's also showing me an airplane. I'm just going to say what he's showing me, and it might make sense, might not. We'll see. He's showing me an airplane. He showed me a beach with waves. And I feel like there's a military reference. Like if I were to put all that together, it could feel like a scenario of like he was in the military, like the Air Force, or in with air, like he flew planes and like landing on a beach or something about it. Because I feel like he was military, maybe even during wartime. And he's showing me Santa Claus, and it tells me like there's a Christmas time reference. Christmas time, or something about Christmas is important. Besides the fact that it's Christmas, there's something that happened around Christmas time. Either that's when he passed, or that's when there's something about birth, death, something like that. And he's saying something about football, but he's also saying it's not. He's showing me it's what I would call soccer. Is this making sense to anybody? So it has to be 100% here. And I feel like there is a Scottish reference. He's showing me Santa Claus on a beach. Like there's something about beach Santa Claus, like Christmas time, something. He doesn't feel American. Or if he is American, he was overseas, like he feels Scottish or from the UK. Okay, so to repeat, dad, like he was a father, like, so this is someone who had children, is what I'm assuming. He came in, just sat in my room, like he's sitting here. He's got his legs crossed. He's got a whole vibe. He's got his whiskey glass. Whiskey was very important. He liked his whiskeys. He loved his like rare whiskeys. He liked to have a cigar and things like that. And then something about woodworking was important. He showed me an airplane. He showed me beach waves. He showed me, it makes me feel like either military or wartime or something about the military connection. And he was like something about Christmas time because he showed me Santa Claus on a beach. So this could be someone, one of you all have a trip planned to be on a beach at Christmas. Like that could be a connection there. It may not be him on the beach, but there's something about, I see Santa Claus on the beach and then football, or what he said was what I would call soccer, but he would call football. So that tells me he's not American or there's something to do with that. So that's the recap. And if you can take 100% of that, drop a whiskey glass emoji. Like he's very insistent upon that. And he's still sitting in my room, by the way. He's still sitting here. It does, Diana, right? Diane. He's been hanging out here for a little while. He's talking about a new venture. Have you started something new? New venture? New venture? I feel like you just started something new. New venture, new venture, new adventure. I might be with you actually. Here, I think I am. You want to do a guest request? Do you have time to, can you pop in? Are you able to do that? Okay, yeah, just do a guest request. Maybe. Yeah, and you guys might be getting postcards from this. As soon as I saw your name, I knew actually it was with you. That was interesting because you haven't been in here the whole time. Hello, my old friend.
Hey, sweetie. Give me a minute to put the camera on. I got to go in where my internet's better, but
okay.
I share internet with next door.
Oh, gotcha.
So, all of this sounds like my father.
Okay, and he did say dad. Like he was very insistent, like dad. I'm going to turn this up a little bit so I can hear you. And he's talking about a new venture that you're doing. I feel like he's talking about like are you partnering with someone to do something new? He's like, he makes you feel like there's someone else involved. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah. There's changes coming up. I'm going to be moving in with my daughter. And making a huge move.
New adventure.
I've been here. This is a huge thing for me.
Okay.
This is a huge change. I've been at this place for 18 years and on my own.
But I feel like this is also a really, really good financial opportunity for you. Like he's saying it's going to help you, really benefit you financially to do this.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because we're all struggling, and the three of us living together is going to help us all so that I don't have to quit here and get a job. It's a
right.
Huge.
Yes. He's talking about, are you guys trying to find a new He's talking about a couch. Did you just get a new couch, or there's discussion about whose couch is going to be there? Something about a couch. He's laughing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can come up. I don't even know what my hair looks like. So.
Oh, it's fine. It's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. So I feel like he's laughing about the couch situation. He's like, just go with it. Yeah.
Something happened. I really felt a very negative energy in the house last night when I was live. And then when I went out back, I have a couch on my backyard. It looked like somebody had laid in my couch. And I felt my father's presence last night when I was out there.
Okay. So this is him just confirming that you felt, okay.
Yeah.
That's
was like, okay, somebody knocked over. I have a wardrobe thing on the back
okay.
of the couch. The wardrobe was knocked over. I don't know. And it looked like somebody had laid on the couch. I'm not happy with that, but I did feel his presence like I was, when I went back there, it was dark, and I feel like he was there protecting me.
He's like, well, I'm always around protecting, is what he's saying. But he said the shadows can't touch you. Okay. So don't be afraid of the shadows.
It was like the most intense, and then I had a really bad dream. Usually when I have a dream about a snake, and depending on whether I get bit or not, the universe and I set that up as my significance that somebody's spiritually attacking me. And I had one last night. I got gently bit. And another friend, my dad was in the dream. Another friend was there. She checked me. I didn't get any poison. So I felt peaceful about that. I felt like, yeah, somebody's trying, but they can't get through. Poison me.
Yeah. So I feel like it was more of a gossip situation is what it feels like. Like someone was just saying, negative energy, negative, but it's nothing. And that's why I feel like he's like, you don't be afraid of shadows because they're just shadows.
And I usually am not, but it just, the energy was
was intense. And it's because he was there. I think it's because he was there probably mixing with that energy and you were just feeling all of it. And he was such a strong presence. And do you smell smoke when he's around, or like cigar smoke?
Yes, I've been smelling smoke at night, like around 10 o'clock every night.
Okay.
I smell smoke.
Okay. And also he's talking about bagpipes. Did you just hear bagpipes or something about bagpipes? He's bringing that up again. He's like, talk about the bagpipes. Talk about the bagpipes.
That's the only thing. I know my family's from UK.
Uh-huh.
I know my daughter would love to move to Scotland because they went there last year on a trip. And they listened to the bagpipes and all of that. But there's a significance with that. But my dad's family or he were not in Scotland. And I didn't hear bagpipes.
He's just talking about, I feel like he's talking about something about you or somebody talking about, there's some reference to bagpipes or hearing. I can hear them more so than like related to him. Like you've heard them.
Now my daughter joined the orchestra again, and they're doing a Christmas cup. And they said they're doing some Irish Christmas music, and they actually have bagpipes.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's making sense. All right. Well, he's very excited about that. And before you came in, that was the very first thing that came up was the bagpipes, the reference.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
And he's also bringing up the name. He was trying to get me to, does his name start with a D, like D-E, a Dean or D?
Last name starts with a D.
Okay. Because my bartender, my zombie bartender's name is Dean, but then also he was showing me the DeWart's Scotch. So the D was very important again.
Yeah, and honestly, I've been really, I filed for divorce finally after years, but we filed for divorce, and I'm thinking about taking my maiden name back, which is a D.
Okay. Is Davis important? Davis or David? Is that
David is my grandfather.
David, okay.
His father.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever Tina is, the Christmas reference is he lived on the beach. We spent Christmas there at his house. I mean,
Okay.
and he was, I spread his ashes at the beach. I mean,
he's a beach guy. Okay.
that's why I said, this is my dad. He was in the Air Force. This is my dad.
Interesting. Well, he's definitely, he's very happy about this move. He's very happy about this new adventure, this new move. And he just really wants you to focus on stashing away money, saving money. He's like, just stash it away as much as you possibly can.
We have till November before we have to make the move. So.
Okay. He's like, yeah, and I feel like he's been aligning you with new opportunities to make more money here and there. Like, I feel like he's been helping you with that. So you can, I'm glad. Good, Oracle.
Busy with the private reading, so
okay.
I know the energy shift is there.
Yeah, I feel like he's aligning you, and he's also aligning you with people who already understand. Like, it's like a more savvy clientele. Would that make sense to you? Like, your clientele is improving.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And actually, I've just got a bunch of realtors who like live in nice places that they all word of mouth, and they're all wanting readings. So yes,
love that. Yeah, because he's talking about a better clientele. He's taking credit for that. And also, have you been trying to? He showed me a bike. Like, have you been getting out on your bike or bike riding? Something about bike riding, or was he a biker?
I have to exercise.
Oh, he's saying,
it's
yeah.
It's just hard in Florida because it's
so hot. Yeah.
And I do have a lot of health issues right now that they're trying to fix. My blood work and stuff is showing cancer somewhere. So I can't overexhaust myself. Got it.
I feel like he's saying, keep moving though. Keep moving.
Okay. That makes sense.
He's like, he's got to keep moving, even if it's hot. So that means maybe at night when the sun's down, it's less hot, keep moving, or get in the pool and move in the pool where it's not so hot. But he's just saying, keep moving. Like, he's showing me like this, even when my grandpa he'd had a stroke, and he was way, way older, but he had this thing. There was like a hand bicycle. It looked like, and they're like, he just needs to keep moving. And so he would have to do that and just he couldn't get up and walk around, but that was a good way to, and so I feel like that's what your dad is showing me, is that reference. She's like, you just got to keep moving. We need you to keep moving, keep your blood. He said something about blood circulating, keep things moving, keep the blood circulating, because he says you get kind of stagnant.
And I was doing really good and starting to pack and get rid of things, and I'm not doing that right now. And yeah, I do need to keep moving. They're doing a sleep study on me because they really think that I have
something going on. Bad. Okay. Yeah. He said, you just got to keep moving. That's the big thing. Keep circulating, keep moving. Every day that you get up and move is going to be a day that longer that you're here, and that it's buying you time. So he just really wants you to keep moving.
Wow.
I know.
This is crazy. I mean, I just went past, and I heard your Scotland, and then I heard Air Force and the beach and Christmas and the beach, and I'm like, this is my dad.
So he's just confirming that you're and the couch, like he was just confirming that that was him, that he was around, and yeah. So he's like sending all the love and all, of course, you know that, like you do what I do, you get it. Like, he's sending the love, and he's like, but even as a medium, we don't always get readings. You know, when I first joined this app, I used to get readings. People would give me readings all the time. I have not gotten a reading from anybody on this app in so long, which is fine. I don't care, but it's just interesting to me that I feel like when you get a good foothold in here, you don't get the readings like you used to. And I feel like you don't get readings.
I needed it, and I think he knew I needed it, because I'm overwhelmed with having to do the move, happy, and then the health issues, and I lost a cat last week. I lost a best friend. I'm just overwhelmed
with everything. Tabby, is that a tabby cat, or named Tabby, or Tabitha? Tabby? He's talking about Tabby.
he's part tabby. He was gray, and he had a couple of lines, but yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I just know that he's around. Like he's here, he's doing his thing, he's trying to support you, and he makes you feel like this move is a game changer and it's going to set you on a really positive trajectory. And that
it's outside of Orlando, so I have the opportunity to have better clientele there too.
Good. Yeah, and that's something that's big too, that he's talking about, that you're going to get more. Do you work like in a little shop? Do you go do in-person readings in a little shop?
That shop closed, and the other shops are not good. That's why I'm liking going to Orlando, because the other shops, they insist that you can only do a 20-minute reading, and they take, and they're so cheap. They take like 30%, and they only charge their clients 25. I'm like, I'm not going to make any money. Why am I going to I charge $25 for 15 minutes. Why am I going to do that to myself?
Yeah, don't.
So
they would not be
over there.
They'd fall over at my prices. They'd be like, yeah, no. Yeah, no thanks. That's why I stay independent. I don't work through a store. So, well, it's been so good to connect with you.
Good to connect with you. I'm glad I came on. This is crazy.
I know. I love it though. I love that you got that message from your dad. He's been here for a while. I've been talking about him for a while, being here, and like he showed up, like I could see him. Like he popped in. I was like, oh, I got a spirit here. So he's been here for a good half an hour before you popped in.
Well, and nobody could take him. And he was just patiently waiting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they have nothing but time on the other side. And he walked in, he sat in the chair that I keep right here, crossed his legs. He had his scotch there on his knee. And he was like, I got time.
He was a drinker.
No problem.
He was a drinker.
He liked his whiskey and his scotch for sure.
He liked whiskey. He really was hardcore liquor, shots. He was a drinker.
Yeah. But to clarify, I appreciated the good stuff.
He did.
It wasn't like, don't be giving me any cheap stuff off the shelf. Like he appreciated the good stuff. He liked the good stuff. So, all right. Well, thanks for coming on. I do have to run. I've got an appointment. So it's so good to see you and connect with you. And make sure you guys are following Diane, because she does her own lives as well. So, thank you very much for the gift. That's so cool. Oh, wow. That was awesome. All right. Well, and I'm so glad to reconnect to you. And also, I think it's interesting. Where was that dude from? Oh no, he was from London, right? Remember that Pete guy?
Yeah.
That's how you and I connected to begin with. Trainwreck. That's how you and I met, was through him. Trainwreck. Glad he's gone. So
anymore. I didn't see him anymore.
He's probably in JAIL somewhere. That's what I'm thinking. He has to be.
Well, I've detached from the community, because this community just, it's all there. A good percentage is all about backstabbing, and I had to detach from everybody.
Yeah.
And it's a gossip train.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. I ride my own ride. I wear my crown, and we just do our own thing. We just do our own thing.
Your crowns.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you.
Okay, sweetie.
So glad to see you. Do you know how to get out on your own?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. I figured you did. All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, friends. I am done because I have an appointment at 12:30 today, and it's 12 o'clock, or it's 12:04. So I need to grab a little lasagna to go and get some food. But thank you all for coming in and chatting. I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned something, and I hope that, the message work is always, I love when Spirit just jumps in and says, so guess what? You're doing this. I love it. I'm never upset about it. So thank you all for following and liking and sharing and tapping and doing all the things. Oh my gosh, look at that. We're at 88.2 thousand. You guys are rock stars. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you did not receive a message today, hopefully at least you got postcards. If you felt like some of the things that were coming in, you were like, that could be not 100% though. Those are postcards. Yes, I will see you soon. Literally. I'm so excited, Tammy. I'm so excited. Oh, good, Tina. I'm so glad that you got your little postcards, like you're get on the bus, Gus. And just take those postcards as like little winks from spirit that they're just confirming that they're there with you. Now, thank you, Kelly. You're awesome. I appreciate you. And so yeah. And also beware, starting next weekend, there's going to be shenanigans for a good solid 4 days because Carrie, well, 5 or 6 days actually. Carrie comes into town on Wednesday night. I think we're going to go live together. And then Tammy, Rocco the Roddy, is going to be coming in. And I love our little journey. Like you were just like someone who watched my show and now you're a student and now you're coming all the way to Indiana for a workshop. Love that. And so I get to see you guys, and then I get Amy is coming in. And let's see. And there's other people coming in, but it's secret. I can't tell. So next week, you all are going to see live. I'm determined we're going to do a live together, or we're going to do something together where you're going to see so many people in our community all in one place. I'm so excited. I can't stand it. Oh, that's cool, Tina. That's cool. All right. So I will see you all soon. I'm off and running to my appointments. So keep an eye out. And if you are local to Indiana, like within a couple hours even of Indiana, next Friday night, Through the Veil, an interactive mediumship experience is happening at Camp Chesterfield. I've rented the little chapel. Carrie Koss, myself, and our really good friend, she's not on social media really. She is, but not like in a big way. Reverend Michelle Euler. She is mind-blowing, amazing medium. And I might see if she's available next Thursday. Maybe she'll pop on and we can talk about it. But Carrie's going to be here. Carrie's going to be here for the Crowned Medium. You guys, Carrie's going to be here with me. How cool is that? It's in central Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. Carrie's going to be here, you guys. How crazy is that? So for the Crowned Medium, she will be, it's going to be so much energy. We are so much energy together anyway. You've seen Michelle on Sunday services. She's going to be there. She's our other guest. Like we're going to be doing this thing together next Friday night. And it's only $44. Unless you're attending the trance mediumship, then it's $33. Like we give a pretty good discount for people who are doing the workshop already, spending a bunch of money. So got to check it out. If you're local or within driving distance, check it out. I know, right, Roxanne? It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, but oh my gosh. But if you don't, Tammy, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you cannot get in, I totally understand. And then also you need to message me and let me know where you're staying so I know where to find you. So I know where to stalk you. I can show up with signs. So just let me know. All right. I got to go, friends. I can't miss my appointment because my lashes are struggling. Look, I have a big gap right here. And it's all about the lashes. You know, a queen with her crown can't have jankety lashes. All right. I got to go. Love you all. Have a good day. And we'll talk again next Thursday.